The day begins before you even get out of bed. It begins in your mind. What you think in the first minutes of the morning determines the direction of your actions, the weight of your worries, and the strength of your resilience. If you wake up complaining, you will carry the day like a burden. If you wake up with clarity, you will use every moment as a step to grow. Waking up well is not luck. It is a choice, and that choice begins with what you decide to feed your mind as soon as you open your eyes. The ancient Stoics knew this. For them, every sunrise was an opportunity, not an obstacle. Marcus Aurelius, even as Emperor of Rome, did not wake up expecting the day to be easy. He prepared himself to face whatever came with serenity and wisdom. When you wake up in the morning, think about the privilege of being alive, of breathing, of thinking, of loving. Life owes you nothing, but it offers you a new day. What will you do with it? Will you waste it on distractions and complaints? Or will you use it to strengthen your mind? You cannot control everything that will happen today, but you can control your attitude toward every situation. You can choose between reacting impulsively or acting with wisdom. You can complain about what you do not have, or grow stronger through what is still within your reach. Resilience is not blind resistance. It is conscious adaptation. Wisdom is not only knowledge, it is right action. If you begin the day with your mind aligned, nothing will be able to pull you off your path. Now, before we begin, I want to ask you something. What kind of day will you have? If you want to begin this journey with strength and clarity, write in the comments the phrase of the day. My day will be incredible. Leave a like to support the channel, subscribe to receive more messages like this, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this reflection. Let us build a stronger mind together, one day at a time. Now listen carefully. These are 12 Stoic meditations, so your day can begin with resilience and wisdom. Asterisk 1. The first thought of the day shapes everything. Asterisk. Listen closely. The way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. The first thought that appears when you wake up is not just a reflection of your mind. It is a command. It can prepare you to face whatever comes with strength, or it can throw you into the cycle of distraction and discouragement. You decide whether you rise with determination or allow yourself to be dragged by inertia. When you open your eyes in the morning, what is your first reaction? To complain about being tired? To worry about everything you have to do? To feel angry that you have to face another day? Or do you rise like a warrior who sees the new day as a battlefield where you have the chance to train your resilience, your patience, and your mental strength? Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed for a happy life. Everything is within you, in the way you think." And that begins at daybreak. Think about it. If your first thought of the day is negative, what happens? It spreads like an uncontrolled flame, consuming your energy before you even get out of bed. If you complain first thing in the morning, every small difficulty throughout the day will seem bigger. If you begin with haste and anxiety, your mind will become scattered and restless. But if you begin with gratitude, presence, and purpose, you create a mental shield against whatever may come. The human mind is like a garden. What you plant at dawn will grow throughout the day. If you plant seeds of worry, you will harvest anxiety. If you plant complaints, you will harvest frustration. But if you plant strength, patience, and purpose, you will harvest a productive, calm, and powerful day. It does not matter what happened yesterday. Your past mistakes do not matter now. Today, right now, you have a new day in front of you, and everything begins with a first thought. That is why, when you wake up, before you check your phone, before you jump up in a rush, pause for a moment. Breathe. Ask yourself, what tone will I set for my day? Consciously decide what you will allow into your mind. Instead of beginning with doubt and complaints, try beginning with a powerful affirmation. Something simple like, "Today is a good day to be strong," or "Nothing can shake me." Small mental rituals like these reprogram your mind to face challenges differently. Life is not about what happens to you, but about how you choose to respond. And the way you respond is shaped by your mental state. You could wake up as a victim of circumstances or someone who masters his own mind. That does not mean ignoring problems, but facing them with clarity and firmness. So, tomorrow, when you open your eyes, do not let your mind run wild into negativity. Master the first thought of the day. Set the tone with intention and wisdom, because a day that begins well has a much greater chance of being a day well lived. Asterisk 2. Life is short. Do not waste it. Asterisk time does not ask permission to move forward. It does not wait for you to be ready. It does not slow down so you can get organized. and it does not pause so you can restart when you feel like it. It simply moves on. And with it, your life moves on too, whether you notice it or not. Many people live as if they had an endless supply of days. They postpone important decisions, avoid facing challenges, and lose hours in empty distractions. But the truth is that no one knows how much time they have left. Death sends no warning. It does not knock in advance. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this constantly and warned us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. There is a common illusion that tomorrow will always be there, waiting patiently. Yet tomorrow has never been guaranteed to anyone. How many opportunities have already slipped away because of hesitation? How many words were never spoken because of fear or pride? How many dreams remained only intentions because someone assumed there would still be time? The present is all that truly exists. Yesterday is memory. Tomorrow is uncertainty. But the present moment is power. Avoiding procrastination does not mean acting recklessly, but recognizing that every moment matters. Every small decision has an impact. A day that seems ordinary is actually a valuable fragment of your existence. If every morning is treated like a gift, if every opportunity is valued, life gains deeper meaning. Neglecting time is one of the greatest causes of regret. This is not about rushing, but about purpose. The difference between someone who wastes life and someone who truly lives it is not the amount of time available, but how that time is used. Those who understand the finiteness of life do not live in a hurry, but with awareness. They choose their battles, devote themselves to what matters, and do not cling to what is superficial. Nothing you have today is guaranteed forever. The people beside you, the opportunities that appear, even your health, all of it is temporary. Failing to realize this makes many people neglect what truly matters, worrying about small things, holding on to unnecessary resentment, and living as if they had a spare life in reserve. Death, far from being a morbid thought, is a powerful reminder that life must be lived with intention. There is no time to feed resentment, to get lost in trivialities, or to live a life that does not reflect who you truly are. Now ask yourself, what would you do differently if you knew this was one of your last days? Which worries would stop making sense? What actions would you take immediately? If the answer's clear, then there is no reason to wait. Time is passing whether you use it well or not. The choice is yours. Before we continue, just one important reminder. If you want to transform your life through Stoicism, my guide, *Stoicism, for modern life * could be your next big step. Discover practical strategies to apply Stoic principles in everyday life and build balance, clarity, and inner peace. Do not put it off! Click the link in the description or the pinned comment and begin your transformation today. Now, back to the lesson. *3. The world should not have power over you. **, wake up and look around. From the first moments of the day, the world tries to invade your mind alarming news, instant messages, problems appearing before you have even had your morning coffee. Without noticing it, many people hand control of their thoughts over to external chaos. They live reacting instead of acting. But a strong spirit is not one that gets carried away by the storm of life, but one that keeps its center, regardless of the circumstances. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They accepted that unexpected things would happen, but they also knew that the only thing that truly belongs to each of us is the way we choose to respond. Epictetus taught, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but the view we take of them. Nothing has the power to affect you without your permission. Other people's words, the difficulties of the day, unexpected challenges, all of this can exist without your peace being destroyed. True strength lies in the ability to remain centered while the world spins around you. Whoever depends on outside approval to feel worthy becomes a prisoner of other people's opinions. Whoever lets small problems control his mood surrenders his well-being to events outside his control. Whoever reacts impulsively to everything never finds stability. Freedom is not found in escaping challenges, but in refusing to be ruled by them. The secret to not being dominated by the outside world is to build an unshakable inner world. That means cultivating a strong mind, one that is not easily influenced by negativity. It means developing the discipline not to get involved in useless arguments, not to feed resentment, and not to allow the energy of other people to determine your day. Train your mind to be like a rock in the middle of the ocean. The waves come and crash, but the rock remains steady. If someone throws an insult at you, you are not required to accept it. If a situation tries to throw you off balance, you have the power to choose your response. There is no greatness in being easily shaken, but there is immense strength in those who stay calm where others get lost in chaos. Think about how much energy is wasted every single day on worries that lead nowhere. The traffic that irritates you, the opinions that bother you, the small frustrations that pile up for no reason. Instead of spending your strength reacting to everything, save your energy for what truly matters. Choose your battles wisely. Throughout the day, countless moments will appear in which you will be tested. Someone will say something that could provoke your anger. An unexpected event may disrupt your plans. A sudden difficulty may feel like a burden. But remember this: you always have the power to choose how you respond. The world may try to pull you in 1,000 directions, but your path is defined by you. Stay firm, and nothing will be able to bring you down. Asterisk 4. Master your mind before it masters you. Asterisk. Thoughts appear all the time, without warning, like clouds moving across the sky. Some bring clarity, others bring storms. Anyone who does not observe his own thoughts ends up being carried away by them, like a boat without a rudder drifting with the current. But the person who learns to guide his own mind decides where he is going and does not let himself be carried away by emotion or doubt. The problem is that few people realize their greatest enemies are not out there, but inside their own heads. Groundless fears, exaggerated worries, memories, repeated without purpose. All of this can consume your energy before the day even begins. It is not reality that torments us, but the way we interpret it. If your mind is trapped in past pain or future fears, where is the space to live in the present? Training the mind is like strengthening a muscle. It takes repetition and discipline. It means learning to distinguish useful thoughts from destructive ones. A real problem needs a solution. But what about the problems that exist only in your imagination? What about the conversations you replay in your mind, arguing with people who are not even there? That is not reflection. That is self-sabotage. Unfiltered thoughts can become invisible prisons. The Stoic is not the one who ignores reality, but the one who faces it without getting lost in it. He observes his emotions, recognizes his impulses, but does not become their slave. Marcus Aurelius, even as the most powerful man of his time, understood that true strength was in the mind. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." One of the most effective ways to tame the mind is to practice distance. Whenever a thought appears, ask yourself, does this deserve my attention? If the answer is no, let it go. If it is important, deal with it rationally. Most people's mistake is not feeling fear, anger, or anxiety. That is human. The mistake is clinging to those feelings and letting them define their actions. Throughout the day, you will be tested. Something will go wrong. Someone will try your patience. A worry will try to occupy your mind. What will you do in that moment? Will you give in to impulse, or will you stay in command? The choice is in your hands. The mind can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy, and the only person who decides that is you. Asterisk 5. Anyone can seem strong when everything is calm. Asterisk. But it is in difficult moments that real resilience is revealed. Adversity is not a punishment. It is a test of your mind, your patience, and your discipline. What do you do when things do not go as expected? Do you complain, give up, or use it as fuel to become even stronger? The world does not bend to your wishes. Unexpected circumstances will arise. People will disappoint you. Difficulties will appear without warning. But none of that has the power to define who you are unless you allow it. The Stoics saw every challenge as a training ground, an opportunity to forge character and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, what seems like an obstacle today may be exactly what you needed in order to grow. Think about the great minds of history, the men and women who left a mark on the world. None of them had an easy path. All of them faced challenges that could have been used as excuses to quit, but instead of surrendering, they used every hardship to become stronger. Adversity did not destroy them, it shaped them, and that same choice stands before you. The issue is not whether difficulties will appear, but how you respond to them. Whoever gives in to despair loses the chance to learn. Whoever complains instead of acting wastes the energy that could be used to overcome the problem. When a challenge appears, you have two options. See yourself as a victim, or see yourself as someone being refined by life. The difference between those who grow and those who fail is not luck, but mindset. Great warriors are not made in times of peace. The strongest steel is forged in the heat of the fire. The greater the challenge, the stronger you can become. If you choose to face it with the right mentality, pain, frustration, uncertainty, all of it can become fuel for your growth. But only if you decide that nothing will be enough to break you. Today, no matter what happens, adopt the posture of someone who uses every situation in his favor. If something difficult comes, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me wiser? Resilience is not only about enduring suffering, it is about turning suffering into strength. Life will not give you a path without obstacles, but it does offer you the chance to grow through every one of them. Do not see challenges as enemies, but as opportunities to prove to yourself what you are truly capable of. The fire of hardship can consume the weak or strengthen those who choose to endure. Which will it be for you? ****6. Choose your mood the way you choose your clothes. **** Before you leave the house, you choose what you're going to wear. You look at the weather, decide between something comfortable or something formal, and dress according to the occasion. But what about your mind? How do you prepare it for the day? Just as the wrong clothes can leave you uncomfortable, the wrong mental state can turn your day into a burden. The problem is that most people do not realize they have a choice. They believe their mood is determined by outside factors, as if they were at the mercy of events. But that is not true. The way you face the day has a direct impact on your resilience. If you wake up irritated and cling to small setbacks, every difficulty will seem bigger. If you choose to begin with clarity and a strong mindset, nothing will have the power to knock you down. The Stoics understood this and prepared themselves for daily challenges the same way a soldier prepares for battle, first by adjusting his mindset. Epictetus reminds us, people are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them. Imagine two people facing the same day. Both wake up, go to work, and deal with challenges. But one gets upset over every small problem, while the other remains calm. What makes them different? The way they chose to respond? What happens around you may be unpredictable, but your attitude toward it is still under your control. No one can prevent challenges from appearing throughout the day, but everyone can decide how to deal with them. You can choose whether small frustrations will control your mood or whether you will keep control over your emotions. You can decide that unexpected events will not be enough to ruin your day. You can choose patience instead of irritation, clarity instead of confusion, strength instead of fragility. The secret to a productive day is not avoiding problems, but building the ability to face them without being shaken. Instead of letting your mood rise and fall with circumstances, make the conscious decision to carry a firm attitude with you. Just as no one would go out into cold weather without the right coat, no one should begin the day without preparing the mind. Before you leave the house, ask yourself, what attitude do I want to carry into my day? How do I want to feel no matter what happens? Adjust your mindset before the world tries to adjust it for you. If necessary, keep a phrase with you to repeat throughout the day. Something that works as a reminder of your purpose. Choose your clothes carefully, but choose even more carefully the mental state you carry with you. The way you feel does not need to be dictated by others. You have more control than you think. Take responsibility for that, and you will see that no matter the circumstances, you can turn any day into a day of strength and growth. ***7. Fear is a liar. Face the day without it. If there is one thing that weakens a man before he even acts, it is fear. It arrives quietly, like a shadow that grows without being noticed. One thought here, one doubt there, and before you know it, you are Fear convinces you that you are fragile, that you will fail, that you are not good enough. It makes challenges look bigger than they really are, and risks seem impossible to face. But fear is a liar. It exaggerates, distorts, and creates obstacles that exist only in your mind. Those who let themselves be guided by fear live on the edge of life, avoiding discomfort, even avoiding opportunity. They do not try something new because they fear failure. They do not speak their minds because they fear judgment. They do not take the first step because they fear the unknown path. But the great truth is that nothing grows inside the comfort zone. If you want to become stronger, you must learn to act in spite of fear. The Stoics understood this deeply. They did not deny fear existed, but they refused to be ruled by it. Epictetus said, "Freedom is not secured by satisfying desires, but by removing fear." In other words, peace is not found by avoiding challenges, but by facing them head. Fear does not disappear on its own. It retreats when it realizes you are no longer listening to it. Everyone has experienced fear at some point, but the difference between those who move forward and those who stay behind is not the absence of fear, It is the way they deal with it. Strong people learn that the only way to overcome fear is to face it. Delaying, running away, or hiding only makes it grow. What looked like a small concern becomes a giant monster when fed by hesitation. A good strategy for dealing with fear is to question it. It appears and says, "What if it goes wrong?" But you can answer, "What if it goes right?" It insists, "What if I fail?" But you can respond, "What if I learn something valuable?" The mind has a habit of creating catastrophic scenarios that almost never happen. Fear loves to use the worst-case scenario as its argument, but that worst-case scenario rarely becomes reality. Living with fear is an invisible prison. You may still be standing, but you are chained. Every time you give in, every time you avoid an action because of what might happen, the chains tighten. But the good news is that those chains are not real. They are forged by thought, and thoughts can be replaced. Today, as the day unfolds, notice how many of your decisions are being influenced by fear. Does it stop you from speaking, trying, acting? If so, question it. Challenge that fear. Choose to face it. Choose courage, because courage is the only way to grow. Freedom is on the other side of fear, and only those who dare to cross it truly get to live it. Asterisk 8. Every person you meet is a test of your patience. Asterisk. Not every challenge of the day will come in the form of major problems or unexpected situations. Very often, the greatest test of resilience appears in small daily interactions. Impatience in traffic, the rudeness of a stranger, the lack of consideration from someone close to you. Every person who crosses your path has the potential to test your calm, your self-control, and your inner strength. How do you respond to that? Do you let irritation take over? Or do you treat each encounter as an exercise in emotional discipline? You cannot control other people's behavior, but you can decide how to respond. If every rude word you hear determines your mood, then you are handing your power to anyone who crosses your path. If every small disagreement causes you to lose your balance, then your peace becomes a hostage to other people's behavior. Stoicism teaches that true mastery is not in changing others, but in keeping your own serenity no matter what happens around you. It is easy to become upset when someone acts with hostility. The natural instinct is to answer in kind. Defend yourself, prove a point, but what is the use of that? What do you gain by giving yourself over to anger? Marcus Aurelius said, "When you wake up in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to love." If something as simple and fundamental as being alive is already a gift, why allow someone else's attitude to ruin that gift? There is a huge difference between reacting and responding. The one who reacts acts on impulse, without reflection, carried away by the heat of the moment. The one who responds acts with awareness, choosing words and actions with wisdom. Before getting irritated with someone, pause for a moment and ask yourself, does this really deserve my energy? Will this argument lead anywhere useful? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Patience does not mean passivity. It does not mean accepting injustice or allowing others to disrespect you. But it does mean choosing your battles wisely. Some provocations do not deserve a response. Some arguments are not worth your time. Some criticisms do not need to be absorbed. Your inner peace must be protected as something sacred, not handed over to anyone who decides to provoke you. The world is full of people trapped in their own frustrations, spreading negativity without even realizing it. What happens if you allow that to affect you? You become a reflection of those same people, repeating the very behavior you should avoid. But if you choose to act differently, you not only protect your mind, you also set an example for those around you. Today, when someone tests your patience, see it as an opportunity, not a problem. Every interaction is a chance to prove to yourself that you are in control. There is no weakness in staying calm. Strength belongs to those who learn this lesson early. They are the ones who live with more lightness and purpose. Asterisk 9. The day will pass. Either way, make it can't. Asterisk time does not ask whether you are ready. It keeps moving, indifferent to your worries, your desires, and your regrets. Today, while you breathe, the minutes are running out. What will you do with them? Will you let them slip away without purpose? Or will you use them to build something meaningful? The day will pass, no matter what you choose. So why not choose to make it useful? Many waste their hours waiting for the perfect moment to act. They postpone important decisions, leave dreams for later, and believe that one day they will be more prepared. But that perfect day never comes. The right time to begin anything is not tomorrow, not next week, But now, every moment of hesitation is a lost moment, and every act of procrastination is an opportunity that will never return. Stoic philosophy teaches that we do not control time, but we do control how we use it. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this when he said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, stop waiting for ideal conditions to live according to what you believe. Time does not care about your excuses, but it rewards those who choose to act. The feeling of waste does not come from physical tiredness, but from the regret of not doing what needed to be done. Have you ever had days when you felt you produced nothing of value? Days that passed without leaving any mark? That feeling does not come from lack of time, but from lack of intention. The secret is not doing a lot, but doing what truly matters. The focus should not be on the number of tasks completed, but on their impact. If you spend the day solving problems that lead nowhere, exhaustion will be inevitable. But if you choose your actions wisely, every small win will bring motivation to keep going. That is why defining a daily purpose is essential. Not a giant and unreachable goal, but something concrete that will make you feel, at the end of the day, that it was worth it. Nothing stops you from turning an ordinary day into a meaningful one. You can learn something new, improve a skill, strengthen a relationship, or simply decide to face challenges with more calm. Small daily choices build a destiny. What you choose to do today defines the person you will become tomorrow. Whatever your reality may be, one thing is certain: the hours will keep moving. You can spend them on distractions, complaints, and delays, or you can use them to grow. At the end of the day, the question will not be, "Did time pass?" Because it always does. The question will be, "What did I do with it?" Asterisk, pressure is a privilege. It means you are alive. Asterisk, few people see pressure as something positive. Most treat it as a burden, a source of stress and exhaustion. But think about it. What is pressure if not a sign that you are moving, that there are challenges to overcome, responsibilities to fulfill, and opportunities to seize? People who feel no pressure are often standing still. People who run from pressure run from growth. The Stoics were not afraid of pressure. They used it as a tool to become stronger. They knew that a comfortable life without challenges does not produce wisdom or resilience. Real growth happens in discomfort, Seneca said. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor strengthens the body. Just as a muscle must be challenged in order to grow, your mind must be challenged in order to become stronger. Avoiding challenges may seem easier, but in the long run, it leads to weakness. A person who never faces hardship becomes incapable of handling even the smallest adversity. Pressure teaches, pain strengthens, responsibility shapes character. If you feel like a lot is resting on your shoulders, see it as a privilege. It means you have something to protect, something to fight for, something worthy of your effort. The difference between those who thrive under pressure and those who collapse under it lies in mindset. Those who complain about the weight of daily life waste time resisting reality, while those who accept pressure and learn from it become more resilient. Stoicism teaches that. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the better question is, "How can I grow from this?" Great leaders, athletes, warriors, and thinkers all faced moments of extreme pressure, but instead of bending, they used it as motivation. They understood that life does not reward those who run from challenges, but those who face them directly. The pressure you feel today may be exactly what takes you to a new level of maturity, intelligence, and inner strength. If the day feels heavy, if responsibilities are many, if decisions seem hard, do not see it as punishment. See it as a training ground. Every situation that demands extra effort from you is actually strengthening your mental endurance. Every moment of tension is preparing you for even greater challenges in the future. Instead of wishing for a life without difficulties, wish for a mind strong enough to face them. Instead of complaining about the weight of responsibility, remember that those responsibilities exist because you are in a position capable of carrying them. Pressure is a reminder that you are alive, growing, and becoming stronger, and that alone is already a privilege. Asterisk, 11. The world is restless, but you can be calm. Asterisk, the noise outside never stops. Traffic, news, work, demands, the expectations of people around you. Everything seems to pull you into a constant state of agitation. In the middle of that, the mind easily becomes a reflection of the chaos outside. Restless, distracted, overloaded. But does it have to be that way? The world may be on fire, but inside you, there can still be a place of absolute peace. The Stoics did not try to control the world. because they knew that was impossible. Instead, they worked to control themselves. The storm may roar outside, but you do not have to be swept away by it. Just as the bottom of the ocean remains calm, even when the surface is rough, you can cultivate a state of serenity regardless of circumstances. Being calm does not mean being passive. It does not mean ignoring problems or pretending nothing is happening. It means that instead of reacting impulsively to everything around you, you'll learn to observe before acting. It means understanding that your peace does not depend on external factors, but on the way you choose to interpret the world. Many people get carried away by the fast pace of society. They wake up already rushing, jump from task to task, overload themselves with information, and end the day exhausted. But exhaustion often comes not from the amount of things done, but from the lack of presence. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Those who live in a constant state of hurry rarely notice the moments that truly matter. Serenity must be cultivated. Small pauses throughout the day make a difference. Taking a deep breath before reacting to a stressful moment can completely change the outcome. Consciously choosing which battles deserve your time prevents unnecessary exhaustion. Not everything needs an answer. Not every problem deserves your energy. Sometimes the best response is silence, and the best action is not to get involved. A calm mind is not an empty mind, but a trained mind that remains steady even when everything around it seems to fall apart. The person who masters the art of serenity gains something many people search for all their lives. So the world may try to push you in 1,000 directions, but in the end, the choice of how to respond is always yours. So as the day unfolds, remember this: you are not required to absorb other people's urgency, and you do not need to carry the weight of their expectations. Peace can exist within you, even when the world outside is in chaos. That is not escape. It is strength. It is the ability to be a point of balance in the middle of confusion. And that is one of the greatest achievements a person can have. Asterisk 12. Every obstacle carries a hidden opportunity. Asterisk. Not everything that appears in your path is a blockage. Many times, what seems to stop your progress is actually redirecting you toward a better path. The problem is that few people have the patience and wisdom to see it. When something goes wrong, the common reaction is to complain, lose heart, or give up. But anyone who takes that attitude misses the opportunity hidden inside the challenge. Life does not place obstacles in your path to punish you, but to shape you. The Stoics saw every difficulty as an exercise in growth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us of this when he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that instead of fighting against challenges, we should use them as stepping stones. If something did not go as expected, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I leave this situation stronger than when I entered it? That kind of mindset completely changes your relationship with difficulty. Every person who has ever succeeded in any area had to deal with setbacks. No one grows without challenges. An athlete who wants to become stronger needs resistance and training. An artist must fail many times before reaching mastery. A leader must face crises in order to develop wisdom. No great achievement comes without effort, and no real progress happens without obstacles along the way. Most people see problems only from the negative side. They focus on what they lost, what went wrong, what did not go according to plan. But what if, instead, you started asking, what new possibility has come out of this? What is this situation teaching me? That shift in thinking does not eliminate difficulties, but it makes them work in your favor. Resisting reality does not change it. If an obstacle appears, fighting it irrationally will only increase your suffering. Stoicism teaches that we should accept what cannot be changed and act wisely on what is still within our control. If one path closes, maybe it is a sign to explore another. If a mistake was made, it may contain a valuable lesson. Everything depends on the way you choose to see events. Think back to the hardest moments of your life. At the time, they may have seemed unbearable, but now, looking back, maybe you can see that those very moments were what made you grow, taught you important lessons, and strengthened your resilience. That means the challenges you face now may also be preparing you for something greater. When an obstacle appears, do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What can I do with this?" Hardship is inevitable, but being defeated by it is optional. If you learn to see the hidden opportunities inside challenges, nothing will be able to stop you. Every obstacle can be a weight that keeps you on the ground or a springboard to something greater. The choice will always be yours. These are your weapons for the day. Use them well. What happens around you does not define who you are. What defines you is how you choose to respond. Strength is found in action, not only in reflection. If this message spoke to you, show your commitment. Comment, "I stayed until the end." I want to see who is truly ready to turn each day into a new training session for the mind. And before you go, support the channel. Leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this today. Life does not wait. So keep moving and move like someone who knows exactly where he is going. I will see you in the next video. Until then.